The House will come to order. All members will take their seats. All guests, please clear the aisles. The clerk will unlock the machine and take the roll. Members will record their presence by pressing the green button. All guests, please clear the aisles. Has every member recorded their presence? Clerk, please lock the machine. We have 65 members present. There is a quorum. It's my honor to invite Monsignor Albert Kenny, the Vicar General of the Diocese of Providence, who will offer us our opening prayer to the rostrum.
Let us remember we are in the holy presence of God. Blessed are you, God of mercy, who through your Son gave us a marvelous example of charity and the great commandment to love another. We ask you to send down your blessing on these your servants, who so generously devote themselves to helping others. Let the light of your divine wisdom direct the deliberations of this chamber and shine forth in all the proceedings. May they seek to preserve peace, the common good of our citizens, and continue to bring us the blessings of life, liberty, and equality. Lord God, we thank them for their willingness to be role models in a world that needs positive, faithful, and courageous leaders. Leaders who care, leaders who serve with distinction. We are so grateful to their families for their love, support, and guidance. And finally, we commend to your unbounded providence all citizens of the state of Rhode Island, that we may be blessed in the knowledge and sanctified in the observance of your holy law. For we ask this all in your name, amen.
Thank you, Monsignor Kenny. Call upon Representative Diaz.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have the pleasure to introduce Ashley, Brianna, and Mia from Sofia Academy. They will be leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
very much. Representative Diaz, thank you for bringing the 3 students in to assist us. Representative Ackerman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Happy New Year, colleagues. Welcome back. It is my honor and my true delight to introduce you all to the pride of my hometown of Cumberland. On behalf of myself, Representatives McLaughlin, Marzulkowski, and Phillips, we have the Cumberland Clifton Singers under the direction of Janita Ducharme, who will now sing the national anthem for us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was beautiful. Representative Ackerman, thank you. She told me how talented these young men and women were, and they surpassed my expectations. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you. The next order of business is adjourning the 2017 session. Leader Shikachi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Happy New Year to you and all my colleagues. And at this time, I would move adjournment of the 2017 session.
Leader Shikachi moves adjournment of the 2017 session. That is seconded by Leader Morgan. All in favor, aye. All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The 2017 session is adjourned. Is there any objection to the approval of the journal of the final 2 days of the 2017 session, those being June 29th and September 19 of 2017? Hearing no objection, so ordered. We have communications. Clerk, please read.
Representative Joseph J. Solomon Jr. is unable to attend session today, Tuesday, January 2nd, 2018. Representative Daniel McCannon is unable to attend session today, Tuesday, January 2nd, 2018. And Representative Carlos Tobon is unable to attend session today, Tuesday, January 2nd, 2018.
Thank you, Clerk. I'd like to welcome all of you back for our 2018 legislative session. I thank so many of you for all of your hard work in the off-session on commissions and committees that were working. We will be organizing other commissions to begin work in the coming weeks. This year, we will continue to focus on improving Rhode Island's economic climate and making us more competitive with our neighboring states. This is going to be a challenging year. However, we will produce a balanced budget that addresses all of society's needs while continuing the car tax phase-out. Our House Finance Committee, under the leadership of Chairman Marvin Abney, has been monitoring the budget very carefully. The budget picture is only going to get worse if we don't start fixing things between now and the end of the fiscal year. While we look forward to the Governor's budget submission on January 18, we hope her administration is following its corrective action plans to tighten its reins on spending. We must continue to take care of people who need it the most. At the same time, we need to take a hard look at all existing programs to see what is benefiting our taxpayers and how. I am committed to the elimination of the car tax. I fully expect the funding for year 2 to be included in the budget we enact in June. This chamber unanimously adopted the car tax phase-out last year, and our constituents deserve to have this onerous tax eliminated within the next 5 years. We will continue to review our tax policies to see what is working and see what we can do to continue to help businesses. The business community is the engine that drives our economy. In that regard, I want to see more progress made in the area of regulatory reform. The House Oversight Committee, under the leadership of Chairwoman Patricia Serpa, has done an excellent job in monitoring UHIP, DCYF, and other critical issues. The Oversight Committee will also be looking this year at our regulatory system and regulatory reform. Our state can and must be more friendly to businesses. I will be attending the Small Business Administration's annual Economic Summit this Friday, and I look forward to hearing the suggestions directly from the business community. We will continue to support programs to help our economy and attract good-paying jobs to our state. I encourage good ideas from all of you on a bipartisan basis. Let's work together to continue to grow our economy. There are many other issues we will be reviewing in 2018. My pledge to you is that we will have fair hearings that will be televised and open to the public. I want to assure everyone in the public that the House is listening, and we will weigh the pros and cons of every issue fairly and objectively. We will listen carefully to the needs of our constituents and appropriately address the wishes of the people. I encourage members of the public to weigh in on the issues that are important to you. Your voice will be heard in this chamber. It is an honor to continue to serve as Speaker, and my door continues to always be open to all of you. I encourage you to file your bills as soon as possible so that we can get them in the pipeline and we can start to do the work of the people as quickly as possible. I want to introduce you to our new Chief Legal Counsel, Danica Iova. She stands ready to assist all of you. I hope you will have the opportunity to work with Danica this legislative session. You are all very familiar with Richard Rispallo. And quite frankly, if you're watching Richard, you're irreplaceable. But we as a chamber are very fortunate. Danica is going to do a phenomenal job for us, and I'm very pleased that we have her. Thank you, Danica. We look forward to working with you. Let's get off to a very productive 2018 session as we accomplish the business of this wonderful state of ours. Finally, I'd like to just take a minute to introduce my guests here today, my wife, Mary Ann, my sons, Nick and Tony, and my friend, Nick Capobianco. You know, I'll be brief. I've introduced them all before, but my wife sacrifices in order that I may serve. I spend a lot of hours here and away from the family, and she always takes care of the home front. So thank you, Mary Ann. I love you. Nick and Tony, they were 12 and 14 when I first got elected. Now they're young men, and they're productive members of society doing great things. So I'm very proud of both of you. And Nikki, Cap, you can't have a better friend than you. I love you. Love you all. Thank you for being here today. Let's get to work. We've got the business of the people of the state of Rhode Island to attend to. Thank you all. Next order of business is new business. Any new business? Representative Tanzi with new business. Representative Canario with new business. Representative Bennett with new business. Any other new business? Chairman McNamara with new business. Representative McEntee with new business. Chairman Craven with new business. Any other new business? Announcements and introductions. Chairman Abney.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This summer I had the privilege of being invited out to San Diego to where the Navy SEALs train. And it was an exhilarating experience, to say the least. But the one thing that I took away from that was that every person who is a Navy SEAL goes through exactly the same amount of training, and everything they do, there are no shortcuts. Here in Rhode Island and on Aquidneck Island, we have the Naval War College, which is one of the premier war colleges in the world. To get accepted to that, there are no shortcuts. Everybody goes through the same thing. I have a guest here today that I asked to come by and say hello to everyone, because she is the kind of person that I think is going to make a big difference in this country. There were no shortcuts. She worked hard, was accepted to the Naval War College, and I think is going to go on and do some really, really good things. In fact, her and her husband James came from Indiana, I think early this morning, to make sure they were here. We had them at our house for Thanksgiving. But I always like to introduce people who you see who do good things. So if Lieutenant Colonel Butz would please stand. She's in the corner here. She's at the Naval War College. Thank you for your service. And her husband, James, is a world entrepreneur. He is the Chief Executive Officer of API Global Resources. If you'd stand, please. He's another person who's forging his way into America. I just wanted to introduce those two individuals to say We do a lot of good work here, but there are a lot of people outside of this chamber that do a lot to keep our country going. So thanks for coming by, and thank you, Mr. Speaker, for indulging.
Thank you, Chairman. Welcome to the House of Representatives. It's an honor and a pleasure to have you. Congratulations. Best of luck to you. And thank you for all the great things you're going to do for us. Any other announcements or introductions? Chairman McNamara.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like to respectfully request that we adjourn in the memory of Bruce Place. Bruce was a former councilman for Ward 2 and a former city council president in the city of Warwick. He represents all that is good and excellence in public service. He used his background as an aeronautics engineer to help solve problems, and that same pragmatic discipline that he had in engineering, he brought to public service, and it will be greatly missed by his wife, Deborah Place, and his family, and our entire community. And I also have a resolution that I would ask to be entered just into the record. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
We certainly will, Chairman. Send the resolution up, please. Whip Edwards.
Adjournment request, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed.
Representative O'Grady and I humbly requested the House adjourn today in the memory of Zeno Trabucci of Lincoln. He was from Lincoln, and he was a constituent of Representative O'Grady's, but he was dearly beloved of many of my constituents, and they asked to have him recognized today. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
We will. Thank you, Whip. Any other announcements or introductions? Representative O'Brien.
We go to new business.
Representative O'Brien with new business. Any other new business? Leader Shikachi with new business. Representative Lombardi with new business. Chairman Craven with some more new business. Any other new business? Representative Giarrusso.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Request for adjournment?
Proceed.
I'd like to adjourn in memory of Richard Delfino Sr. and Evelyn Delfino. They both, husband and wife, both passed away within a couple months of each other during our off session. So thank you.
We certainly will, Representative. Thank you. Any other announcements or introductions? Leader Shikachi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen of the House, I'd like to take a moment and congratulate two outstanding legislators, House Oversight Committee Chairwoman Patricia Serpa and Representative Teresa Tanzi. Both were singled out by Go Local Prov as 17 who made a difference in 2017. Congratulations to you both. Mr. Speaker, I have another announcement, please.
Proceed.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen of the House, my colleagues and friends, today marks the beginning of the 30th year of service as a representative for our most senior member, my good friend and former seatmate, Representative Brian Patrick Kennedy. And tomorrow is his birthday. Let's recognize Speaker Pro Tem Kennedy. He is one of the longest-serving representatives in the history of Rhode Island. I believe he's in the top 10. And congratulations, Brian, for all the years of service to this honorable body.
Brian, congratulations. Thank you. Happy birthday. And Chairwoman Serpa and Representative Tanzi, congratulations, and thank you for your continued hard work on behalf of the citizens of the state. Chairman McNamara moves House Resolution expressing condolences on the passing of Bruce S. Place. That is seconded by Representative Bennett, Representative Vella Wilkinson, Representative Shanley, Leader Shikachi, and Leader Morgan. All in favor, aye. All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Any other announcements and introductions? Representative Corvesi, right under the wire.
New business, please.
Representative Corvesi with new business. Any other new business? Leader Shikachi moves that the House adjourn in memory of Bruce Place, Zeno Trabucci, Evelyn Delfino, and Richard Delfino. The motion is seconded by Leader Morgan. All those in favor, please stand for a moment of silence. The House is adjourned.